So I've been getting asked this plenty recently about my bias effects tone and just my EQ settings and whatnot. So I wanted to do a quick video just to show you what I do, what works for me, to get the tone that I like personally. So remember, this is personal. Your ear might be different. You might prefer something else. That's totally cool. This is just what I use for my videos. So with that being said, modern metal tone. This is what I do. So this is my recent carbonized cover by Northlane. So I'll show you here. So it's just a simple 2-track, one left, one right. So I'll go into the effects here. So I use the Orange Crush preset. Now, when you start off with this, it just shows up as, where is it? We're in Insane. So Orange Crush. Now, I just want to show you this because I've already got the other one that's set to my settings, but this is what comes up as default. So the first thing I do, get rid of these that I'm not going to use in the song. With the mic placement, I like to just move that just slightly inward a little bit, so it's kind of like it's touching on that border there. For some reason, it just sounds less high gain, trebly, gives a little bit more bass. As long as you don't put it like fucking right in the center, that's gonna sound terrible. So I pop it just there, and pretty like more often than not, I'll leave the head as it is. With the drive, keep that on 0. Tone can be bumped up just a little bit to around 6. I'll just leave that like that. Noise gate, threshold, pop that up to usually about 5 or so, 5 or 6. That'll do. Doesn't have to be an exact number. And then once that's done, I'll hit dual. So for some reason, I just prefer dual. It just sounds better coming out of my speakers. It's what I've always kind of done. So I make sure I do those settings before I hit dual. Otherwise, you got to do multiples. It comes up with the two different amps, which you got to do. You can, if you want, just do separate mic placement, but I must keep it nice and simple. So with that being said, I will show you what I've got on my pre-existing tone for Orange Crush. So just double check, see if anything is different. Just going off the top of my head. So alright, that's right. So we have EQ, but before that, I want to show you compressor. So compressor, you'll find that, just hit add, go down to compressor. There you go, chuck that in. I chuck it in just there. The blend is pumped up to about 7. The attack for this one is on about 8.3. Volume 4. Tone is around 5.5. Sustain 7.5. So for this song in particular, that's what I thought sounded best. And I will show you the difference, I guess. So if we have, I'll move these out the way. Now if I solo this one, then let's have a look. Pop it forward a bit. So probably could have used a little bit more of a noise gate, to be honest. But obviously when it's chucked in with the original track, you don't hear any of the really nitty gritty mistakes. So just to show you guys actually the process I do. So chuck in compressor right there, and I will just make sure by keeping the two screens next to each other that I've got them in the same position. So actually blend is where I want it. Attack needs to be pumped up a bit. Sustain can be pumped up just a little bit. Tone again just a little bit, and volume down a little bit. So close enough. Now we'll go back to this track. This is for my right guitar, which I believe might actually be your left coming out of yours because my speakers are opposite. Sorry guys. But this is the EQ settings that I've got for vast majority of the tracks that I record. So Yep, so we're going to go back to this. We're going to go down to EQ. Go down a bit. You want the rack, so EQ 10. Chuck that in there. So obviously these are all at 0 right now. This is the settings I've got right now, so it's kind of annoying because it doesn't, if you don't hover your mouse over, it doesn't show you what it is, so you got to like kind of click on it and affect it. So I know that this usually I'll chuck down to about like -2. This one down a little bit as well, but not as far. The 4K is a pretty harsh noise, so you want to try and minimize some of that. So when it comes to like 2K and whatnot, normally leave it there. Sometimes 1 can be pumped up a bit, like I've done here. 500 as well, just a touch. So the mids pump coming through a bit more, which is just, with modern metal these days, it's a little bit, that's a bit more prevalent. So the 250 again, but not quite as much. So what I do here, 1.2, this is 0.9, so just little bits like that. Now 150, I've actually chucked that down a little bit, and usually the 30 and 60 I just leave because those frequencies aren't really being picked up anyway. So I believe I have matched it to both guitars now, both sides. So just scroll out. What do we got? Let's do the outro, see how we sound. So guys, that's pretty much it. I hope this has helped anyone that is interested in trying to replicate a modern metal guitar tone. This is what I personally do, and yeah, like I said, it suits me and the tracks that I'm recording. But if you want to switch it up a little bit, feel free to. I will also add that I do have the basic bias effects too, so I've paid for that one. But this tone in particular is free, I believe, on the free version. So that's where I fell in love with it. So, but with that being said, I wanted to, boost my options when it came to the sound editing. So yeah, those are my settings. That's what I like best. And with that being said, guys, have fun with it. You have to enjoy it. So yeah, chuck a like, leave a comment, and subscribe, guys. Bye.